Hey everyone, bringing you a Week 14 matchup between Erik and Sara. This one didn't really quite have the amount of juice as some other matchups did this week, just because there wasn't a whole lot of hope that Sara could be able to get into the playoffs. But Erik definitely doused any hopes that she had here by completely steamrolling her this week, kind of finishing off his season with a bang. 142, very impressive win there by Erik. Sara fell flat here, but let's kind of look and see how Erik was able to get things going here. Josh Allen put up damn near 40 points, got 39.22, 308 through the air, 2 TDs, 1 pick. Also had 12 carries for 109 yards on the ground and another touchdown. So he was a complete animal, looking like the Josh Allen that definitely was dominating last year, on his way to MVP discussion. So he definitely put up big numbers here for UE. Kyler Murray for Sara didn't really do what she was hoping he would do. Got only 17.4 points, 383, a lot of yards, just could not get into the end zone though. So that's still a lot of points for a quarterback considering he scored no touchdowns, but also had 61 yards on the ground, which would definitely help too. But definitely a rough go for Kyler Murray in terms of getting any touchdowns. Darrell Williams, 2 carries, 8 yards. Also had 3 catches for 31 yards and a touchdown, which definitely gave him a solid day overall. Dalvin Cook definitely put Erik behind the 8 ball here to start the week. On Thursday Night Football, had 27 carries, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Dalvin Cook went completely bonkers on Thursday Night Football, and this is during a game where he was coming in highly questionable, had a really rough shoulder injury. I didn't even think he'd maybe make it the whole game, let alone lead the whole week in scoring. He was completely torched the Steeler defense, that's for sure, especially in the first half where they just didn't want to tackle anybody. Kareem Hunt had a rough game here, 2 carries, 5 yards, also had 2 receptions, 13 yards. He got hurt in the game, which definitely impacted his overall numbers, but a rough go there for UE. They didn't need it, but still, like to see your players get hurt. Mike Davis having a solid game here, 11 carries, 44 yards, 5 receptions, 42 yards. That hasn't really had the type of impact that I think, I thought he'd probably have in fantasy. He's someone who I was kind of debating, should I keep in the offseason? I didn't end up keeping him, but, I'm kind of glad I did. And he just never really took off. And Cordero Patterson kind of took over the lead star running back role for the Falcons. But still a solid game for him in this one. Deontay Johnson had 12.8 points, 1 carry, 7 yards, 5 receptions, 76 yards, and a 2-point conversion. So Deontay continues to get all the targets, which is it definitely keeps his floor very high every week. Didn't even need a touchdown, had a really good game. Chris Godwin, 15.5 points, had 15 targets for 105 yards, caught 10 of them. So Chris Godwin's definitely ramping it up here as the season goes on, getting a lot more targets here from Timmy Brady. Jamar Chase had a nice bounce back week here after a rough one last week. Had 5 receptions, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the Niner defense. But Bengals came up short, but he definitely did his part for sure. Hollywood Brown, a rough go here, 5 catches, 41 yards. Not really a lot to talk about with that matchup for him. Pat Freiermuth, he only caught 2 balls, 32 yards, but did get a touchdown. So that's a very nice day in fantasy for any tight end. Kyle Pitts had 5 catches, 61 yards, only 8.6 points. So also a pretty solid day, not spectacular. DeAndre Hopkins looks like he's going to be out for the year, which is rough because I think he went up for an attempted catch in the end zone and the defender fell on his leg. I saw on the replay, and I guess it definitely caused some knee issues where he's going to be out for the rest of the regular season, definitely the rest of the fantasy season. But had 5 catches for 54 yards, so very modest numbers for him. Tyler Boyd had a solid day here, 1 carry, 8 yards to go with his 4 catches for 55 yards. So he's been kind of up and down this season, pretty steady overall. He's kind of what you expect, as these very, modest weeks, but sometimes he'll surprise you. This week, pretty modest for sure. The kickers here, Greg Joseph had 12 points in the kicking game. Very nice for you, E. And Daniel Carlson had probably his lowest point total on the season, only 3 points, and a complete massacre up in Arrowhead. Raiders just got completely steamrolled from the opening kickoff on. Carlson had no impact at all. And finally, the Dallas Cowboy defense led the fantasy week in scoring 23 points, completely blanketed the Washington football team. And finally, the Pittsburgh defense did the exact opposite as Dalvin Cook tore him up, 0.0. So, nice way to end your regular season, man. Wasn't it the year you're hoping? You've had some huge weeks. I think you have the 2 highest scoring weeks on the season here with like 172 and 168, 169, I want to say. So it's just you've had your high highs and your really low lows. You just had more low lows than highs, unfortunately. But definitely, you have a chance here in the consolation bracket. Maybe you'll have these huge weeks here. Get you number 1 overall pick. That'd be nice, I think, for you, right? So keep playing hard, man. And Sarah, you have a bye this week in the consolation bracket, but you have a chance also, to pull out maybe a chance in the 1 overall pick. Definitely stay away from the toilet bowl. Sarah is not eligible for it, but E, you are eligible for the toilet bowl if you want to tank it, but I don't think you do. So keep winning games. But good luck to you guys both in the consolation bracket.